And I memorized everything in every encyclopedia. My mom said, I'm only getting you it if you read every encyclopedia. And I was like, I will. And I'll be damned, man. I read every encyclopedia, stored all that shit in my head. And I was thinking about that Funk and Wagnalls guy. And I sometimes go into vintage bookstores and used bookstores. I love the smell of them. I walk in. There's nothing better than the smell of a bookstore, especially one with a lot of used books where the pages have been wrinkled and rabbit-eared. And you look at them, somebody might write notes in that book, and you just smell. You're like, oh, man, that's a smell of a lot of different minds working on paper. And that smell and that energy gets passed on. You just know when you're in a place and there's like that kind of energy there. I love it. And so sometimes I'd see these Funk and Wagnalls encyclopedias, and then I had this dream that I was having this conversation with Jesus about these Funk and Wagnall encyclopedias recently. And I woke up and I was like, whoa, this could be a song. Now you'll know when I'm talking, because my voice will be lower than Jesus's. And this is not to cast any aspersions on Jesus. It's just his voice is higher, just so you can delineate between when I'm talking and when Jesus is. So please don't think I'm trying to insult Jesus. I'm doing this for the sake of art. The Son of God contacted me about buying some Funk and Wagnalls encyclopedias. I said, hello, who's this? It's Jesus. Jesus who? Jesus, H. Christ. God's Son. How'd you get my number? I have everyone's number. Even Liberace? He's on dead people's speed dial. Rad. What up, G's? We have a storage unit in heaven that we're paying rent on, and we want to downsize. Who's we? Me and Dad. I'm God. God pays rent for a storage unit in heaven? Yeah, man, we all do. It's a lease that never ends. You think you can't take it with you? Well, I'm here to tell you that in fact you have to. And it gets so pricey. We still have to pay for membership fees in heaven? Yeah, man. Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, Amazon Prime, and whatever other channels Taylor Sheridan has shows on. And even another Netflix account under an older email you forgot you were paying on. Well, what about hell? Everything's free in hell. Except for your soul. Ever since the devil went down to Georgia, things have gone sideways. Hang on, let me light my cigarette. Does your dad know you smoke? And does God get a share of the profits? He gets a percentage of the storage unit fees and some Netflix, but Bezos blocked him from Amazon profits. He said he wanted his bank account to be as big as Elon's, so Dad's going broke. Lumber prices, inflation, artificial intelligence, the cost of a dozen eggs, tariffs, etc. Well, I'm a child of God, so I guess I'll take your encyclopedias. But I don't really need them, man. All the answers are in our hands, in our phones. Dude, help me out. My dad is pressuring me to sell. I'll change your water into wine, give you a get into heaven free card, keep you out of hell. Thanks. I love you, Jesus. That's what they all say. Except old Beelzebub, he just plays rock and roll down below with Chuck Berry. That sounds like fun. Does hell have Taco Tuesday? Only heaven. Every single day is Taco Tuesday. Well, where will Bob Dylan end up? Let me check. Looks like his score is tied. It depends on his next record. But he's in his 80s. Hasn't Bob Dylan done enough? I want to go where he goes. Not so fast, Poltzy. I know your history. You're gonna need to get into heaven pre-card. Okay. Then I guess I'll take all your encyclopedias. You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Quid pro quo. Sorry, I don't speak Latin. The Catholics outlawed it in the 60s. Here's your card, you're all set. I'll see you maybe even sooner than you think. Oh shoot, spoiler alert. What do you mean I'll see you sooner than you think? Just forget I said that. How can I forget you said that? How am I gonna sleep tonight? Can you give me a prescription for some Ambien? You can get that yourself in Michael Rennie's closet. Okay, thanks. I'm a-going to the promised land. I'm a-going to the promised land. Thank God for bribery, blackmail, the Son of God and the Lamb and Bob Dylan. If he gets into heaven, I'm a-going to the promised land. I'm a-going to the promised land.